Hey, hey, everybody. What's up? How's it going? Still sounding good over there, Michael, in Columbus, Ohio?
Yes. Yep. Everything sounds good.
All right, awesome. Looks like we got like 11 people tuned in right now. Sweet.
Yep.
Several of our voiceover artists, which is super awesome. So thank you for tuning in. Uh, as you can see in my lovely name here, Snowden here in Seattle, and we have M Vawter in Columbus, Ohio there. Us together comprise Sandcastles. We are super excited to finally release this album that has been a long time in the works. So if you've tuned in, you're literally the first to hear this album live. Um, Granted, we're live streaming it. We're obviously not playing it live for you, but we have some fun visuals to entertain you while you're also listening to music as well. If you want to check out the album, if you are not one of the artists listening and already know about it, you can go to our Bandcamp. I'll put a link here in the chat. Um, yeah, this is also a ambient party live stream. We were kind of not really sure what a ambient party was, or is that even a thing? We just kind of made it up.
Yeah, we knew that that's what we wanted to do, and then we decided to kind of figure out what that was
Yeah,
after the
we had
fact.
I think we actually had to consult some AI, maybe some XTOPIA AI, to figure out what that meant. Um, it's pretty hilarious. I mean, we were asking what it thought, um, this being ChatGPT 3.5, and they had some pretty adventurous ideas. Not really sure if they're completely possible in our reality, um, but like, for example, they recommended we throw an interdimensional nexus convergence. No idea what that is. I was also might have been egging the AI on to come up with more extreme versions of an ambient party. So it went from um, like meditation room to like consciousness expanding rituals, um, quantum entanglement
Which
connection.
all that sounds great. The first few are would have been eminently achievable, although I don't know about in this distance format.
Yeah, so let us know in chat how you are throwing your ambient party. I'm curious what other people are doing, and if you're doing any galactic mind melting ceremonies. With
Yeah, I'm
that,
kind of envisioning
yeah, blankets.
blankets and like TVs and warm cocoa. I don't know. Hot
Warm
cocoa? I
cocoa.
think it's called hot
Ooh.
cocoa. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be hot cocoa. Warm cocoa just doesn't do it
Yeah.
for me. It's got to be hot. Um,
Anyway,
yeah.
I interrupted you.
Oh, I was gonna say, I did mention we have some visuals, and I just wanted to kind of put a little warning out there that some of the visuals are a little intense. So if you're like photo light sensitive, just keep that in mind. For some of the visuals, occasionally might get pretty glitchy. So just, I know that's maybe an unexpected from an ambient party, but I mean that's you gotta expect the unexpected with us.
It's an ambient glitch party.
So yeah. So yeah, well, should we get into our first track here? Kind of kick
I
things
guess
off.
so. Yeah.
All right, well, what better way to jump into this album than the first track, which is called Welcome to XTOPIA. So, with that, oh, look at that. Indian food under blankets. Perfect. Awesome. All right, here we go, everybody.
Resident Data Archive 14778. Journal entry.
Oh shit. Okay. I guess this is recording already. Ooh, so fancy. Um, First journal entry here. Just got the retinol scan completed for entering my apartment. It is looking so nice and clean in here. I mean, I'm feeling a little nauseous today, so I'm glad everything was already set up. I wouldn't have done much different myself, to be honest.
Orientation commencing shortly.
Oh, shit. Okay, all right. I need to head out over to orientation to figure out what this place is all about. A short but sweet entry for today. Now, okay, how do I stop?
Welcome to XTOPIA. Live your dream life today. The following are important to adhere to as you live in this great place. Do not enter any purple doors. Feelings must remain intact. Please account for any emotional experiences in your weekly report. All residents must comply with random baseline testing. Please adhere to community guidelines when posting to our social platform. Socialization with residents outside your recommended circle is strictly prohibited. Residents must copulate with their recommended partner on prescribed days, at least once per quarter. Maximum of 2 drinks per person per day, between 12 p.m. and 12 a.m., except on birthdays. Take your supplements as prescribed. Do not eat outside mealtime for any reason. Bioscan reports must be turned in for sense monetization at the end of each month. Mandatory television is at 7 p.m. each day. All device data must be unencrypted for your safety. Orientation complete. Thank you for choosing.
Resident Data Archive 6, 4. Redacted. Online review.
Hello, friends. Just wanted to let you know, XTOPIA's... Wait, how many months rent-free do I get for leaving this review again?
Free rent credits are no longer valid.
Anyways, my only feedback so far is that the move-in process was pretty painless. But the lease agreement had some questionable items in it. I'm rereading it over and, hang on, it says under Section 42H that tenants are never allowed to leave the premises for health and safety reasons
Residents can leave at any time of their choosing.
and to maintain societal unification.
All right, there we go. The first track. Look at that.
All right,
Did you
so does
memorize all the
anybody have
rules already
fan
in
theories
one
yet?
listen? The conspiracy
I want to
theories
see,
are turning now.
yeah, I want to see the conspiracy theories in the chat about what's going on so far. Don't worry, no one's gonna get shadow banned for having conspiracy theories.
Well, I did want to mention that if you buy the album on Bandcamp, you actually get a PDF of your very own Exopia lease contract. So that's kind of fun. I think that's maybe a history first, like an album that comes with a lease contract. That's pretty wild. So, ooh, all right. Well, should we jump into the next song? What's our next track here? We
So by
got.
the way, the voice actor in
Oh
that
yeah,
one is going to be on the stream later. Just a little teaser.
a little teaser in the very beginning. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, up next we have the second track. To build is to destroy. Here we go.
Resident Data Archive 1, 0, 3, 2, 4. Online review.
There's lots to say in favor of this place, but the supplements they have us taking, well, it seems a bit excessive, right? I guess it's cool that all the medications and supplements I used to take are combined into this one super pill or whatever, but 6 times a day? Really? Oh, hey, honey. How was baby yoga?
It was great. I learned some new lower back stretches that seemed to help.
Oh, was he kicking?
Yeah, I'm not sure he was enjoying it quite as much.
Oh, shoot, I'm still recording. One sec.
Cool. All right, that was To Build is to Destroy. And I really want to hear fan theories. You guys can, I guess, take some time to think it through. But over the course of this live stream experience, I want to hear some theories before the story
Yeah.
is completed. Um, so a fun fact about this album, though, is that we recorded all the audio for this, well, all the music for this in a single jam session that was a long distance jam session. And so we used
Yeah.
Sublive, which is like a different, it's like a better version of Zoom, kind of. And then we
Yeah.
spent years just kind of like going over the files and deciding what to do with them.
Yeah. That was like a 4 hour jam session, which we discovered in Ableton was like we created too large of a file to combine both of our sessions. So we both hit record remotely. You know, Michael being in Ohio, myself being here in Seattle. So we actually had to like trick Ableton into like thinking that they were like smaller files. Um, I can't even remember the exact science of how we did that, but we were able to record in 2496K, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I remembered it involved a lot of transferring files back and forth, like over and over again to try to figure it out. So our
Ooh,
next
Jacob Gershar
jam
is
session,
going
our
with the
second jam
nanobots
session will
theory.
be a lot more. Sorry.
Oh, God, I was just reading the chat.
Oh, I was just saying our second jam session will be a lot more efficient.
Yes, yes. But we'll have the same magic? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. All right, so what's the next track?
All right, so up next we have Immaterial Decay. You're going to hear some lovely guitar performance from Michael on this one. Looking forward to that. So here we go.
Resident Data Archive 2454994. Personal communication.
Hi, Alex. Recess is so fun here. I love jumping rope. I love hopscotch. I do not miss hard games. I don't miss games that lead to unnecessary casualties in 0.005% of cases. Jump rope tournaments are when I'm most myself. We all take turns. We share the ropes with each other. Last week's tournament was fucking wild. Like, I jump rope maybe a handful of times as a kid, but not like this. People really get into it. The sound of 1,000 jump ropes snapping the ground, in unison at first, then slowly drifting in and out of phase, meditative in a way. Pushing through the pain of that unexpected hard smack in the face every couple hundred rotations, super fun. Like, you wouldn't expect it to be fun, but they make it fun. I don't know, dude. You'd have to be there, I guess. You should really visit, or just send me a note, my dude. I've been looking forward to hearing from you.
All right, look at that, Immaterial Decay. If you're just tuning in, we are Sandcastles. I'm Snowden. This is Michael Vawter, just below me. This is our first playback and release of the album coming out today. Years in the making, so we're both just really excited and happy to have it finally be out for everybody to enjoy. And we hope you're enjoying it as well. It sounds like in the chat, everyone's having a good time so far. Having a little ambient party, so not really sure if an ambient party is a real thing, but curious how you're incorporating that into your life. So let us know in the chat. I love that guitar part in that song. Michael, I know, is the one who played it, and maybe you have some insight into like kind of what your process was a little bit there, Michael, with your guitar.
Okay, so I was in my my makeshift sound isolating booth with my Taylor GS Mini acoustic guitar, but then that was running through a pickup into a guitar pedal board with a like a tube screamer type of thing, and then the DSM simplifier, which is like an analog amp sim kind of, and then that was
I
running
love
through a
that
bunch of
pedal.
Eurorack effects, mostly clouds. I think probably just clouds, although it was a few years ago, so I don't know for sure. But yeah, no, I think that was the looping delay mode on clouds plus reverb. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, good times.
Yeah, we actually put in the liner notes on Bandcamp, our instrumentation and some notable modules and stuff. So a little more info there too. Um, if you aren't following us on Instagram yet either, I'll drop that link in the chat as well. That's probably the best spot to kind of keep up with future posts and future things going on. And we kind of like to post just funny little things there just for the fans. So check that out as well. Yeah, and guess we'll keep the party rolling, Michael, unless you got something else you want to shout out.
Still hoping to see some fan theories in the chat as we evolve here. So
Yeah,
hit
as
me
you
with
get
your
little pieces of the
best
data
guess.
archives, yeah, let us know. We're curious. All right, well, up next, our next song, track number 4. I guess that puts us halfway there with 8 tracks. We altered everything, so here we go.
Resident Data Archive 891. Redacted. Journal entry.
Holy shit, it's my birthday! Time flies when you're having fun, I guess. I just can't believe I was selected to live here. Now my dreams can come true. There's so much
To do and explore here, and the music is fantastic.
non-stop synth bullshit. Just as long as I stay away from the doors with purple walls for whatever reason. Probably where all the garbage and recycling
Carbon neutral offset waste.
goes. How do I stop the record?
Cool. Well, that was We Altered Everything, which, funnily enough, was the one song that we changed like 50 times. Everything else was pretty much locked in from the beginning, but this one, that one part, um, the sort of like lead part, I guess,
That one part.
I kept just wanting to
I
like
think
run it through
all the
different
parts.
filters, whatever. Okay, all the parts, sure. This was the one track
Literally
that I
every part
kept
of the
kind of
song.
obsessing over. But that's not why we named it that. Justin, do you want to explain the names?
Yeah, so we actually came up with all the names, like we were just threw all the names on a list and we're like picked out the ones that we liked the most and then kind of fit them into songs we felt were appropriate. Um, but like with that and like naming everything like that, we were just like, this one definitely fits with like we altered everything, so we just went with that. So um,
Originally, we
oh,
had random names for everything. Like this
oh
one, we were
yes,
calling
oh yeah, sorry,
the
that's what you
Jazzy
wanted me
Blade
to
Runner
mention.
song.
Yes, yes. Before that, before we were more organized, not that we ever got organized, we had nicknames for every song, and then we could never remember what a song was called because it had some different nicknames. So then we became official and named all the songs before we continued. So, but in that track, you also heavily hear the Micro Freak, which you actually hear the Micro Freak on every track, since I have a Micro Freak here. And so you get to hear a wide variety of what that thing can do.
Yeah, the main synths on my end were the Moog Subharmonicon and uh, the Korg Minilog XD. Just fun
Yeah.
facts. I don't know.
And Michael has maybe half of those instruments still, and half have gone to other homes.
Yeah.
Or do
Well, actually, those are both gone.
yeah,
Um,
okay.
I like to rehome my synths after like a year or two.
Unfortunately, Cosmic Jester, no jazz flute. I wish. Maybe
I
next
believe
time.
it's pronounced Yaz flute.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Okay, so what's next?
All right. Up next, we have track number 5. The shortest, but I think one of the sweetest tracks on this album. Um, well, we will talk about it after you hear it. So here you go.
Cool.
Resident Data Archive 9003. Social media post.
Hey fam, gotta do it for the glam. Have to get our jump photo by the sub-rooftop deck fountain. I love that we have Glam, our very own private social media platform here at XTOPIA. Heart emoji. Seriously though, one of the most underrated aspects of this place is their social recommendation engine. It's never been easy for me to make friends, but here, they're just already in your orbit. And if you meet somebody outside of your recommended social circle, the algorithm politely redirects you. Those moments can be a little awkward, like, oh hey, it's nice to meet you, but I guess we aren't compatible. But it's worth it. It stops me from investing energy in relationships that aren't going to make me happy. Everyone I know here is affirming and friendly. I just wish they could solve the problem of people ghosting. But I suppose we can't have everything, can we? Whatevs. Have fun tonight, X-Fam. Peace.
All right, Interstitial Spaces. Can anybody tell me if they recognize that voice from that last data archive? It sounds maybe familiar, like you've maybe heard him talk a lot. Um, give you like 5 seconds in the chat. Oh, there you go. Michael Arisa, you got it. Tim Held. So yes, Tim is featured in that song. And Tim featured us actually just today. He dropped a episode of the popular podcast of Sandcastles. So feel free to check that out later or this weekend. We kind of dive a little deeper into our process and kind of behind the album and the story. So definitely check that out if you want. So you guys are also enjoying the sound design. So it's definitely something that I also spent a lot of time doing for this album is creating all of the computer beeps and bloops and tape stops and starts, all the sounds that you hear in the environments. So that was a lot of fun as well, but also made it take so much longer to finish the album, but I think it was worth it. So, yeah. All right, well, next song coming up. This is track 6 with Newborn Phoenix. Also no visuals over here. 1 second. Okay, here we go.
Resident Data Archive 7, 4, 5, 6. Redacted. Online review.
XTOPIA offers every convenience you could want from modern life. I love it here. The shopping options always provide something fresh for me to wear that I have never seen before. I don't even know where money in my account comes from. Something in the fine print about monetizing all my senses.
Senses are monetized with consent and for your enjoyment.
Blah, blah, blah. Who has time to read all that stuff anyway? Hundreds of pages.
The lease agreement is 92 pages.
Anyways, meeting up with a friend in Sector 7 to go out to the indoor mall. Gotta run, apply today. Seriously, you won't regret it.
All right. Ooh, man, that retinal scan. It's a doozy. Hope you're enjoying these visuals, by the way. These are all been generated using Glitch Studio, where you can create your own custom visual patches. And then once you've created your patches, it's kind of like patches on a synthesizer. You can just bring in like external audio, but it's external video, and just export your own visuals and kind of have infinite iterations of patches that you like. So that's pretty sweet. In the chat here, Ybot was asking about pads. I think Michael was gonna have a few cents on those.
Yeah, so I was trying to
Can't
remember. I think
remember
that
if it was you or me, but
so for the most
to
part,
look at that.
I was doing chords, like sustained chords on the Minilog. So I think probably most of the pad energy is coming from that. And we had the reverb was so heavy that, but we had heavy reverb on both of our parts. So combination of the Microfreak and the Minilog, probably we were actually using a combination of plugins on the Microfreak to kind of get some of it to stay, and such a long decay time on the reverb, that just all the sound would just kind of build up over time and then just kind of not leave for the duration of the track. So the pads were like, yeah,
It
pads. I
was,
guess the instrument most important to the pads was Valhalla,
Valhalla
vintage
DSP
verb.
represent.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it was like a 50-second decay, I think, on that reverb.
yeah.
Yeah, pretty wild, but not infinite. So it did eventually trail off.
Well, yeah, I misspoke. There's no such thing as an infinite reverb.
Legend has it, it's still trailing off to this day. Cool. Well, yeah, anything fun about that track? I mean, I wish I kind of was in XTOPIA myself, not knowing where money is even coming into my bank account. But yeah, that's awesome. Cool. Well, our next track here, we have Unification, track 7. Let's get some visuals going here. Those ones. Yeah, let's do that one.
And I want more theories from the chat. I want everybody to tell us what
theories,
their current
please.
theory is. I'm honestly, like, just personally very curious how it's being perceived. So
yeah,
I would
it's
appreciate
interesting
that.
to get other perspectives when we can get outside of our own heads. So see how crazy we actually are. So.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, here we go. Unification, everybody.
Resident Data Archive 408735. Journal entry.
In the other times, I had a green thumb. Is that what we called it? Yeah, I think so. It's so great that they let me keep my garden here as well. And everything grows so quickly. Parsley, sage, rosemary. Rosemary is my favorite. I miss the taste of rosemary. Of course, here with the nutritional advancements, well, there's no need to eat this archaic plant matter. But, you know, I just love gardening here.
All right, there's Unification. That track was especially fun. Got to heavily process my microfreak track that I was playing with some automation there at the end to do some really fun crystally stuff. Actually, I think one of Richard Devine's signature patches for one of the Valhalla delays, so it's pretty sweet. Oh yeah, and then while we're chatting, let me try to bring up our audio. So there we go. I'm louder. Michael, go ahead and chat for me. I want to bring up your audio.
Hello, hello. Somebody asked if there will be physical media of sandcastles, and hopefully, theoretically, yes. No immediate plans, but we have vague intention to create cassettes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be lovely. All right. Both our audio should be quite a bit louder now. So awesome.
Sweet.
Man, are we really at the 8th track already? Are we ready for this? I mean, we're having some good theories go on, but I feel like playing this last track might blow things out of the water for everybody. So,
Cosmic Jester, will there be a 70mm film of this Twitch stream available for purchase?
well, see, that's why we're streaming it at 1080p, 60 frames a second. I was supposed to have adaptive bitrate, and for some reason I don't right now, which is a little frustrating. So I apologize. It was supposed to have adaptive bitrate if you can't play back this mega stream. So I apologize for that in advance and during. But yes, we will then upscale that to 70mm, and then maybe Cinerama will host us, and we'll play it back there.
All right, so now it's time for the last track, but first,
we do just want to give a shout out to all the lovely voice actors and actresses for doing all the voiceover work for us. So I wanted to pull that up on screen for us. You can see everyone's listed there, not in order of appearance, but that's everyone that contributed. So thank you so much, all the voiceover artists. Couldn't have done this epic adventure without you. So thank you so much.
Yeah, that really pulled the project into a whole different dimension for us, from it being
entirely
just some Ableton project files that could have, remained in a folder forever, into like something that we kept meeting about and talking about every week to kind of flesh it out.
Yeah, and when we recorded, we actually had no intention of making an album, but we won't go too much into that because we spend an hour talking with Tim on the Modular Modcast episode about that. So definitely go check that out later, which came out today. So okay, are we ready, Michael, for the final track?
I think we're ready.
All right, here we go, everyone. Hold your horses. All right. Our 8th track, Deception is the Dream.
Resident Data Archive 147897. File corrupted. Analyzing. File has been encrypted. Decrypting. File decrypted. Recovering data. Performing SFC scan. Scan complete. Running chkdsk command. Repairing data. Analysis complete. Unknown. File.
I need to make this quick. I just snuck away after meeting with the chief scientist here, and I grabbed the consent form that I apparently signed when I joined XTOPIA. And those supplements they have us take, they actually prepare our minds to be reset. Once your lease expires, you have to choose. Either reset your memories to day one of arrival, or move out with no knowledge of what happens here. Residents are being reset all around us, and if they have babies, they belong to XTOPIA, and we forget all about them, and those purple doors we can't go through. I guess that's to keep the experimental group separate. They've got us stuck in artificial time loops. Does this life still even count if I'm blind to the nature of my reality?
Deviant resident located.
They told me I've already been wiped 19 times. I could end up living here forever, rent-free, if I keep consenting to forget. And going back to the consent form, apparently they sell jump rope. Our data trains some kind of algorithm, and they have to keep resetting us to control for variables or whatever. The consent form makes it legal. This whole thing is so messed up. And I'm realizing this recording is going to be deleted. I know as soon as they put me in that machine, I won't remember this anyway.
Detected negative yet hopeful sentiment towards XTOPIA.
I just can't imagine living anywhere else. This is the best life possible for me. I choose bliss. I choose to forget.
Consent obtained at 1932 Universal Time Coordinated. Encrypt, then corrupt this file. Prepare resident for baseline memory procedure. Memory erase sequence initiated. Resetting XTOPIA resident to baseline. Resident Data Archive 147898. Journal entry.
Oh shit, okay. I guess this is recording already. Ooh, so fancy. First journal entry here. Just got the retinal scan completed for entering my apartment. It is looking so nice and clean in here. I mean, I'm feeling a little nauseous today, so I'm glad everything was already set up. I wouldn't have done much different myself, to be honest.
Orientation commencing shortly.
Oh shit. Okay, alright. I need to head out over to orientation to figure out what this place is all about. A short but sweet entry for today. Now, okay, how do I stop
Oh man. Woo!
Okay, we're back.
Crazy.
So, the
Yeah,
big reveal. What does everyone think?
love to hear your thoughts. Is that everyone
We are here
brain
with.
is maybe still recovering from that
To this
sequence,
day,
so
still recovering from the drama of it all.
So we are here with Francesca, aka Fran, aka Franny, who was the voice actor from the first track and the last track, which now
yes.
you know is kind of the same track. And so yeah, we just thought we would have her talk about her process and experience and et cetera, et cetera. And then also just kind of debrief from uh, the whole album.
That was wonderful, first of all. That was so
Thank you.
awesome, just all around. Visuals, vocals from everybody, and it was giving ambiance. Like I was having my ambient night.
Oh,
So
good,
I just
good.
yeah,
Nice.
from a viewer, from a performer to a viewer, loved it. Just wanted to say. Um
Wonderful.
oh, my mic is a little low volume.
I just boosted you there, so you
Oh,
should be
okay,
good
cool.
now.
I was like, "Oh no, it's probably me." Um, but my process, oh gosh, what do you want to hear about my process? I'm a
Well,
very
so it's
vocal
dramatic.
performer.
So that last bit, like the emotion in your like decision making process about like whether or not to stay in Xtopia, like gets me like whenever I hear it still. So what I don't know, what was that like for you working on it?
Well, um, I think we always sometimes have the choice to forget or to or to go on and remember or not remember. There's always a choice. There's always a hard decision, right? And so I
Every
feel
time.
like I've had a lot of those in life. I feel like we all have. And so I honestly recording those, I don't know if you guys even know this. I was in Florida at the time. I had to record all the different, just wanted to try a bunch of different scenes. And I was staying with my grandma at the time, but she was not in the house. So I was just going buck wild on trying different things
Nice.
in this empty house. And I was just like pacing and like sitting on a couch, laying on a couch, like trying different things. So I'm a very vocal actor, but also like physical too. So I was really like dramatizing every scene that I tried to record. But that one was very emotional. I think I was like laying on a couch or something and just like pensively sorting out like the decision and trying to get myself in that vibe in that moment. So that was my crazy process for that specifically. And I guess it came through.
Awesome.
I guess it worked. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, we even just going through the mastering process, which shout out to Black Knoll Studios for mastering this album for us. We had chose to even master it just slightly quieter because we just really wanted to keep those dynamics of your performances, Earl.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for so much for that.
No, thank you for having me. Thank you for
Yeah,
letting me use my voice. I love um well, I was talking to you guys last night, but also just wanted to share like I love doing different voices. This was just my normal voice. Usually I'm like doing crazy voices and stuff. So honestly, it was a nice opportunity for me to like realize the power of just like my straight voice, and not have to
yeah,
like do some caricature like of anything to have it be like powerful or
Yeah,
interesting or entertaining. So
that's cool. It sounds like that's kind of why it worked too, is because you
yeah,
were thinking
the
about
most
like your
authentic.
yourself.
own.
Yeah,
Yeah. You were sort of like thinking through experiences of your own, maybe where you had to make a choice like that, and then you were in your own voice and just kind of living
yeah.
through it. So that's awesome.
That's acting, baby. No, I'm just kidding. But no, no.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, so what are your thoughts on the story overall, like on the sort of the sci-fi elements, the surprise? Were you surprised because you didn't have like this was your first time also listening to the whole thing, so
Yeah.
it
No, I
was
definitely like I guess when I was recording, I was like even trying to piece it together, but like hearing the whole story in its entirety, yeah. It really came
Very
together. I
cool.
was even surprised. I mean, I also like I had the beginning and the end of a story, and then like I don't really have a middle, and the middle is all these other different characters, and I thought that was the most interesting part was to hear the middle of all the different lives included in this crazy effed up place. Yeah.
And I think it'll be fun for people to kind of go back and see how they interpret maybe some of those data archives differently, knowing, what they know now. I think
Yeah.
that's kind of a fun element that the story changes your perspective once you kind of delve
Mhm.
into it. So, yeah.
Mhm. And I love a sci-fi element always.
Oh,
Take
yeah.
me to space. Take me to take me somewhere technological. I'm there.
yeah, one of the things
Awesome.
we were thinking about in our many months of kind of piecing together what to do with all this was we were envisioning a scenario where people could submit their own voice memos for this,
Mm.
like kind of
Hey,
joining
never
the
say never.
extended lore of Xtopia. So I don't know if that'll happen, but it's because what you said about all the different characters um, reminds me of that because really it's the sort of story where we could kind of plug in as many characters as we want to, right? We haven't
Yeah.
defined how many characters are in the story, but it's a lot.
It could be anyone,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Seriously, I think that that is an element of it. It could be literally anybody looking for a place to find their perfect place or their dream life
Hmm.
or, you know.
So would you do it in real
Awesome.
life, Fran? Would you say an Xtopia?
You know what? I love the idea. I'll look at the lease agreement. I'm interested. I need to know the down payment. I need I need to know like how many months rent, like but honestly,
Okay.
I feel like I'm a pretty like bubbly happy person. I don't know. I feel like I like live on like the humanity of life, even the bad moments I'm like feeling entirely and I want to feel it, you know? So I don't know if I just want to leave my emotions behind and like kind of just live my dream life and never feel or never meet somebody maybe that isn't perfect for me but changes me in some way or I feel
Hmm.
like I'm like a
Yeah.
romantic like that. But I think that it is an amazing concept and I want to see like more of Xtopia. We were talking about this before too. I want to see like you said the HBO series. I want to see the Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Woo.
if
The
anyone
mini
has any
series.
contacts with HBO, this could be the next Game of Thrones. We'll work on it.
Yeah. I mean, if we get into a
But yeah, there's
position
that.
where we're getting paid to do this versus spending money doing this, that's pretty
Well,
awesome.
yeah,
So,
that's the dream. That's the dream.
there we go.
Um, yeah, a couple
Yeah.
people in the chat are saying they're going to sign the lease, so we'll see. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
sign it.
there's that line that Fran, your character has that is it really living if I'm blind to the nature of my reality? And
Yeah.
so for me, it's like I think about that all the time, like because obviously none of us are fully tuned into the nature of our reality, maybe sometimes more than others, but I feel like overall, for the most part, all of us are blind, at least on most levels, to the nature
We get a little
of
disillusioned or a
reality.
little delulu sometimes, I know. I've been there, you know? But,
Yeah.
no, yeah, that line was really, really poignant for me as well in the read of it, you know? Yeah. Good writing work too.
Awesome.
I actually have a question for you. Did you write all of I actually don't know. Did you write all this?
Yeah, we originally sort of
Yep.
we like divided it up. Like I wrote half and Justin wrote half, and then we sort of edited it together in Google Docs, just like
Whoa.
collaboratively.
That's
Am I
just
remembering
some
that
very
right?
unique scenes and perspectives and characters. I love the one with the garden too. It's so, like,
Yeah.
numb and, like, clinging on to
Shout out to Balance
humanity.
Spring. Yeah.
Yeah. I just love the fact that like he's gardening, but he doesn't actually eat it because he's like, oh, I'm glad we don't actually have to, eat this stuff, but like it's fun to
Yeah.
have
Gotta
around.
love
And
those
meanwhile, like,
supplements.
yeah,
Yeah. It's so interesting. Loved it.
cool.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for being on the stream tonight and, hanging out
Yeah.
with us. So, and thank you everyone else too for hanging out with us as well. So it's been super fun. We're so excited to finally have this out. If you want to dive in deeper too, we have the Podular Modcast episode, so make sure to check that out. That just came out today. And yeah, stay tuned for maybe how we can figure out how to implement to become your own resident and upload your own voice samples or something. We can see what we can do there. That'd be super cool. So maybe some
Justin's
physical
like, why did you
media.
mention this? Why?
Oh, we haven't even
Why?
gotten to the merch aspect yet. I mean, stay tuned. We have some cool merch ideas. May involve jump roping. It for sure will involve jump ropes. So, yeah, stay tuned for the on that merch section of the Bandcamp. So, cool.
Awesome.
Well, Michael, any last closing words for you?
Well, thanks everybody for joining. Those who are live here and those who are watching afterwards, appreciate you because music only exists if it's observed. So you're part of the equation here. So thank you.
Yeah. Well, with that, thank you everyone, and hope you enjoyed it, and have a great night. And I'm sure we'll be seeing many of you around soon. So thank you so much, everybody. All right.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.